I need to brush my shit. No, for real though. What it do? YouTube. Today's video, I want to chime in with a quick impromptu video. And today's video is gonna be a quick spiritual message, quick spiritual updates. And first things first, I want to say, yes, I know I haven't been doing videos constantly back to back. It's because I've been literally every day getting up and grinding, i.e., going to work. You see what I'm saying? Self employment. And it's like a roller coaster. Sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, as long as you're making a little bit of progress, that's steady progression. Steady progression. So it's kind of like the tortoise and the hare. So the hare got so cocky and confident because he was quicker, lighter, and faster on his feet that he got so ahead in the race that he thought he would just take a nap in the middle of the track where the tortoise and the hare was having a race or whatever. And the thing is that the whole point of the story is that the hare got so confident and cocky that he basically went to sleep. He slept on the turtle. He slept on the tortoise. The turtle, tortoise, whatever you want to call it, the same thing. He slept on the tortoise, and the tortoise end up actually surpassing him and actually end up winning the race. And the reason why is because yes, the turtle and the tortoise, same thing. It might be walking, i.e., moving slow, but just because it's walking and moving slow, it doesn't mean that it cannot win. It means that it's moving slower, but it's guaranteed to win because it's moving slower, yes, but it did not stop. That's the thing. It's moving slow, yes, but it did not stop. So basically, what I'm saying is slower progression. Even though you're making slow progress, you still have momentum. You're still making progress. You see what I'm saying? Because although your progress may be moving slowly, you see what I'm saying? It's still moving. It's still at a constant motion. So that means it's still constantly going forward instead of like the hare that got so confident it was already basically at the end of the race saying, I'm gonna just take a nap because he's moving so slow. By the time I wake up, he'll probably just be getting here. But the whole time when he woke up, the tortoise already won the race. You see what I'm saying? So that's basically the whole premise of what I'm saying. It's just like don't let people try to peer pressure you into stuff or try to force you or rush you into something. Oh, it's a ladybug. That's good luck. Hold on, let me just blow it off. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's still alive. I didn't kill it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to kill it. You know, that's another thing I got to get out my mind too. When you see certain bugs, don't just fucking kill it. At least try to pick it up with like some paper or something and let it let it live. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something like one of the predatory bugs, like a fucking centipede or millipede or one of them stink beetles or something like that, then that's a different story. I know it sounds kind of contradictory, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But anyway, that's the whole thing of what's going on. Is people is trying to basically swat you. And I told you about this if you have paid attention to my videos that happened to me a couple weeks ago, damn like a month ago. People was trying to swat me using the police as collateral damage. You see what I'm saying? But it didn't work, obviously. I'm ahead of the game. You see, but the thing is you want to be smart in these streets because you are under a surveillance state. You see what I'm saying? This is happening all around America, where America is becoming a surveillance state. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that surveillance is necessarily a bad thing, but it's 50-50. It can go either way. It can be used for good purposes, it can be used for bad purposes. You see what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. But it's also it's bittersweet because it's good to have surveillance so you can see what's going on, what kind of led up to these events, and how it kind of ended or how it ended. So I should say, but it's also a bad thing is because surveillance is being used to pry into people's business. You see what I'm saying? Which is a violation of NSA. You see what I'm saying? Which is the National Security Association. You see what I'm saying? These are the people who monitor all the phone calls and phone records and text messages and all these different things, social media and stuff like that. This is involving America. You see what I'm saying? But never mind that. There's some reptilians in the background talking shit. But yes, the NSA is in control of monitoring all these different communications. You see what I'm saying here in America. So you want to actually be paying attention to what's going on. So a lot of people just saying and yelling out shit and try to cover it up, making it sound like they just saying no. The NSA is monitoring all this type of stuff. So everything that you're saying is a surveillance state. Is being used against you. You see what I'm saying? Everything that you don't say is being used against you. You see what I'm saying? So that's the downfall of the surveillance state. It's a positive, but it's a downfall. It's just like AI. AI and surveillance is pretty much the same thing. It's similar. It's in the technology sci-fi field. Is what we walking into, which we've been walking into since the 80s. You see what I'm saying? It's motherfuckers just talking shit, trying to be seen and heard. That shit is so irritating to me. But anyway, like I was saying, like we entering into the sci-fi age right now with AI. So AI is kind of like a surveillance state in a way. You see what I'm saying? Because AI can help your career or it can break your career. AI can make you richer or it can make you broker. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta understand how to use technology. If you don't understand it, you can't read and you cannot write and you're incompetent, which is another way of saying illiterate, then you don't know. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it in a way like these other animals are saying it to be funny. I'm saying it in a way as it's a real thing that we need to acknowledge. It's a lot of people that cannot read and or write. And it's bittersweet because some people actually chose that path. Some people chose to drop out of school at an early age. Some people chose not to go to school at all. Some people chose to not pay attention to the teacher, not do their homework, etc., etc., etc. So you got different things, but some people actually was born into different situations where they probably actually wanted to go to school but couldn't afford to go to school, couldn't go to school in a certain area because of their race, their gender, etc., etc., etc. You see what I'm saying? So it's so many different things that play a part in this. It's a lot of people that can't read and write, and it's not necessarily their fault. You see what I'm saying? They probably still trying to learn to this day. Now those people I don't mind helping is because their situation is a little bit different. They didn't choose that route. It was kind of handed to them. You see what I'm saying? But you got some people who actually they know they can't read and write. They know they're a tyrant, and that's their whole job is to go around harassing people and instigating shit. That's their whole job because they can't read and write, so they have to find bozo jobs for these people to do. You see what I'm saying? And it's not even funny at this point. It's actually pretty disgusting. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, like I was saying with AI is basically like a surveillance state. They say by 2030, which they already have this technology. You see what I'm saying? But they trying to perfect it. They're trying to so-called master it to the best of their ability. Like AI, AI was under wraps for so long. Like Google Gemini, DeepSeek, Grok, all that type of stuff. Meta AI. Shout out Mark Zuckerberg. You see what I'm saying? It was all under wraps. All this stuff was under military security clearance. You see what I'm saying? Until they perfected it enough, quote unquote, to where it was good enough to their liking where they could release it to the public. That's the same thing with the internet, the World Wide Web, WWW. You see what I'm saying? It was a military project. This was military experiment. The internet was really supposed to be used for the military to communicate with other militaries and other countries, across the waters and overseas, blah 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 blah. But then they seen that it was bittersweet and that they could actually make money off of it. E-commerce, that's another way of reverse technology. My bad, excuse me. Reverse engineering this technology. You know what I'm saying? So you get e-commerce that comes out of this. Basically, having an online business, you can do business with people that's overseas in different countries and stuff like that. They just got to send the money to you digitally, debit card, credit card, all that type of stuff. This was all heavily under wraps for so long. About I don't know, let's say 20, 30, 45 years ago until they mastered it to a point where they say, all right, we gonna release it to the public. The public can use the internet and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? But it was really for the military and stuff like that. So it's things like that you need to keep in mind. So this happens all of the time in different eras of just the existence of humanity. So in 2030, which they already have it now, they just haven't perfected it. By 2030, they will have it perfected where they're going to have Minority Report technology. If you have not seen that movie, shout out Mel Gibson. Minority Report is a good movie starring Mel Gibson. It's a sci-fi crime mystery thriller type of movie, and it's basically about. Like, I don't really want to spoil the movie for you, but go watch the movie. Excuse me, if you haven't seen it, go watch it again. If you have seen it, you see what I'm saying. I'm telling too much information. You see what I'm saying? They got my Neuralink chip. They pressing that button. You see what I'm saying? That's why I got the hiccups. But anyway, because I haven't even drunk that like literally in a while. Like, I got something to drink, but I haven't drunk it. You see what I'm saying? So where did the hiccups come from? Anyway, but like I was saying, they have this technology. They have it mastered. I mean, they're trying to master it. They have it mastered by 2030. But if you haven't seen the movie Minority Report with Mel Gibson, basically what the whole movie is about, it's basically about like the police department or the FBI or whatever you want to call it, just law enforcement in the future, where they have like this certain type of technology. It's hard to explain. I can't really explain it to you too much. It exists, but I can't really go into too much detail because it's actually a real thing. That movie is based on a real story. That's why I'm explaining this now. But anyway, so they have this technology and they have it in Area 51. They use this technology when they're interrogating an alien that survived coming over here from out of, I can't even explain it. It's deep as hell. So basically, when an alien has like a UFO sighting, a UFO crash, it's basically an alien leaving their dimension and entering into our dimension. So it's whether if it's interdimensional or extraterrestrial, which is two different things, but it's the same thing, same difference. Basically, if they have like a UFO crash or a UAP crash, some of the aliens die instantly, some of them survive. If they survive, they get taken to Area 51. And they have an infirmary in Area 51. Area 51 is a military Air Force base. It's an Air Force base, yes. So UFOs and all that type of stuff could be considered aircraft. So it would be getting sent to an Air Force base. So they have an infirmary in there where they have the aliens resting and all that type of stuff like that. They got this technology where they can connect it to the aliens' pineal gland or to their head, and they shock the alien with some type of like a electromagnetic shock, and it want to say, hey, we want this type of technology, we want this type of thought. What do you know about it? And certain images will pop up on this screen, and those are basically the thought fractals coming from the alien's mind, but it's being generated and shown on an actual digital screen. You see what I'm saying? So they had that type of technology in Minority Report, where somebody like a criminal or something like that, or they don't even have to be a criminal. They could be a regular, everyday good person, but something happened in their life where they thinking about committing a crime, and that thought, that energy fractal will be sent to the law enforcement's um, headquarters, and it will be shown on a digital screen, like a digital TV, and it will show that person committing the crime, whether it's murder, robbery, whatever the case may be, Grand Theft Auto, whatever, right? They show it on the screen before it happens, and the police go arrest that person before they commit their crime, because when they actually, the thought gets that deep to where the energy fractals can actually be seen on the digital screen, that means that that person is 9 out of 10 going to commit that crime soon. So that's basically what they're going to have in 2030. They already said they had the technology, but it's not going to be released to the public, or the public not going to really know about it until 2029, 2030. That's because at that time, that's when they will have it mastered. So that's what's really going on. Just to kind of give you some spiritual updates on, on the government side of things. But yeah, it's gonna play a big part in society. So right now, with humanity is gonna have a good few years left to actually thrive with AI. AI, before AI becomes fully sentient to the point where it's actually gonna try to fight humanity and take over the world and stuff like that. That's where the movie Terminator 2 comes in. Go watch that movie. I just told you that a few videos ago, and it's still relevant to this day because that movie takes place in 1992 in the past, but in the future it takes place in 2029, which hasn't happened yet. So it's still relevant to this day. But anyway, uh, humans will be able to live comfortably using AI. AI will help humans for a long time until it becomes fully sentient. So from this point forward until 2030, you need to be trying to figure out how to use AI to your benefit. You see what I'm saying? But this is all the messages for today. Wake the damn up. More videos coming soon. You know how I'm rocking. Fuck all the ops. Shout out to my allies.